Pictures 2020. Hello everyone and welcome. One cold winter day, two men buried their dead mother and that was very sad for them. But moments later, one of the brothers heard the noise of a car stopping in the midst of the forest road, where it seemed kind of interesting, as he said. There was a nice couple in the car. The husband went to check the car engine and see why it stopped. However, the wife's last noticed the movement between the trees. She tried to tell him there was someone out there, but he didn't hear her clearly. A white man appeared behind him, hit him with a shovel and shot him dead. When his wife got out, she found him lying on the ground, bleeding out of his head. When she was trying to awaken him, the monster appeared behind her and kidnapped her. Then she found herself shackled in his house. What's strange though is that this monster is just an ordinary person. And a murder for no reason can't be expected from someone who seems respectful like him. And he said we should get to know each other intimately. The possible cause of crime could be rape, but he left without doing anything to her and she stayed there alone, where she overheard the sound of something, maybe a predator, whose voice isn't a human voice. Owen, or this deceptive-looking gentleman, chopped off Sloss's husband's body with an axe. He can't just bury him, or is he a cannibal? Here we see Oswald, Sloss's husband's killer, offering her fresh milk while she is in a cage. And when she was taken out of the cage, her belly looked very big, like she was pregnant. We also noticed that he's very gentle with her. As for the forest, we see a group of young people in a car and they seem to be having a great time. Their car suddenly stops in the middle of the forest and it looks like the car radiator has been perforated. This handsome young man, called Michael, decided to walk to a nearby gas station to order a wrecker. But this time the Wild brothers failed to see them. And to this point, nothing has happened. Taylor, Chris's girlfriend, decided to go with Michael while Chris stayed with Jana. Jana went to answer the call of nature between the trees, but she touched that string with her foot where a bell rang in their brother's house. She returned to check the string, and when she tightened it with her fingers, the bell rang again in the brother's house. So the Wild Oswald came out directly. As for Taylor, she told Michael that his beloved Jana doesn't love him anymore. Maybe she did, though, because she likes him, so she went with him to the middle of the forest where they started having sex there. Suddenly they heard a voice and thought it was their friends who were following them, but they had no idea it was the cannibal who was stealthily straying at them. Michael decided to keep walking to the gas station, and when they arrived they found Owen, where they told him about the car problem and he said they needed a wrecker to carry the car. He asked them if there was anyone else with them. They said they left two people in the car. But whom did he call? Oswald is mentally retarded and can't use the phone, so someone else does work with them. They were asked to wait, and after half an hour the truck will be there. So Mike decided to wait, while Taylor decided to get back to the car. As for Chris and Jenna, Oswald got close to them, took pictures of them, and then disappeared. They decided to keep walking because it seemed like a scary situation. But Michael was lured by Owen to help him, where he hit him on the head and knocked him unconscious. It seems that the cannibal feast on this day is great, because the first prey has been captured and the rest is on the way. Taylor, when she came to see Michael, Owen said he was in the bathroom, and when she went to look for him, he pounced on her too and hit her with an nail on the head. Back to Chris and Jana. Oswald pounced on Chris and beat him where he was able to get him. As to Jana, she ran away and found a car on the road, so she started screaming and the car pulled up in front of her. Here, her worst nightmare became a reality, because she doesn't know the truth about this thug. The body of a friend of hers was in the back, but she didn't notice. When they got to this house, he told her, "Go inside, you will find the phone, call the police." This is last. Her condition has become catastrophic. She apparently lost the ability to talk because of the brutality of these cannibals. He ordered Jenna to go outside to carry one of the corpses, which turned out to belong to Taylor, and thankfully she is still alive. But Taylor's boyfriend was brought in and killed in front of them by breaking his neck. Then he was carried out and cut to bits to be eaten by Oxford, as Owen said. Perhaps Oxford is a cannibal monster who hates screaming sound. So he closed their mouths hermetically so as not to get angry and start making his weird voice which rings like a dog or sometimes like a rabbit bull. The brothers went and left Taylor and Jane alone, but they managed to get away by breaking the chain because it's a rusty old chain. Finally, they were able to escape the cannibals and shut the door on Oswald. Owen, on the other hand, went by car to get Michael to serve him as food for Oxford. After running a bit, they found him at the car and asked him help. And it seems they have learned nothing from what happened to them before. This man was summoned by Owen to move the car, and when he asked them what happened, they told him about Oswald. He said he knew Owen, and here he showed his intent. But their fear and desperation to find a way out of this nightmare made them blind to the truth, which means the worst is yet coming. After arriving with him at the place where the cars are being held, he picked up his gun and ordered them to come down. And on their way, they ran across this madman who beat Taylor and shot her dead. As for Jenna, she ended up where she was tied up. But things started to get worse between those two thugs because of Taylor's murder. And this may bode well about their end because Oswald reacted violently to his uncle Willard. As Willard left the scene in a rage, he came across Owen and told him what had happened. During this time, Jenna ran to the car and found her boyfriend there and tied him, but he refused to escape and decided to kill Owen. So he got himself in a bind. Owen hit him, but the blow didn't kill him. Michael pulled out his gun and killed him. So Willard went out and fired at Michael. Then Jenna hit Willard over the head with an axe and shot him dead. After that, the mad Oswald opened the door to Oxford to get out. And finally we had a chance to see who was eating human flesh. He looks like a human beast, not a dog or a bull, and he is terrifying. Jenna hit him and ran to the car. But unfortunately Oswald shot her, and Oxford jumped on her and ate her. This is the end of any person who puts all his trust in strangers without knowing them well. Our movie ends here. See you in the next video.